Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam, Prabhuji.
Dandavat Pranam, Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, one quick question, Prabhuji. Srinivasacharya did not meet Rupa and Sanatana Goswami, Prabhuji.
Did not meet?
Oh.
Yeah, he didn't meet Mataji.
He did meet, Prabhuji?
He did not.
He did not. From today, like, I got that doubt, Prabhuji. Like, I did not hear that meeting.
When he was in Mathura, they left.
So I thought, like, whether he met before or not. So I was not sure, Prabhuji.
He met many associates, but not Rupa and Sanatana.
Prabhuji, I missed it, like Narottam Das Thakur and Srinivasacharya. Who is the third one, Prabhuji?
Shyamananda Pandit.
Shyamananda Pandit. Oh, I thought like he's not the one of the three persons, so I thought of picking Prabhuji. Okay.
Three means the one who took the books together, right? Yeah, Shyamananda Pandit.
Oh.
He has his another book of his life. They all have lot of many have written many things about them. It's just like, now so many disciples have written so much about Prabhupada. So likewise, those who were like grateful, especially their disciples, grand disciples, they glorified them. And like now, our disciples knows Prabhupada best. We know Prabhupada little bit more. But 5 generations down the line, they would know Prabhupada very little. Yes, generally, unless they hear something about Prabhupada.
Something. Yes. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Jai Srila Prabhupada.
Dandavat Pranam, Shweta Mataji, Jai Srila Prabhupada. Padmavati Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, Jai Srila Prabhupada. Okay, I guess we'll begin. Om Agyantimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamanyam Dadati Swapadati Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuddha Padakamalama Shri Guru Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakha Vetamsha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastate Tapta Kanchana Gaurani Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Evacha पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद, श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। मुखं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं, यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणं, परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्येश्वरं। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांता स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे, निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। पंचतत्त्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकम्। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। So we are reading and discussing and summarizing first chapter of Shrimad Bhagavatam, first canto today. We discussed about the first verse last week. there is a in one of the commentary it is mentioned that the first three verses of Shrimad Bhagavatam, they correspond to Sambandha, Abhideya and Prayojana. Now, I think many of you may have heard this concept. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also requested devotees to explain the teachings in these three terms. Sambandha is who am I and what is my relationship with the Lord, or who is Krishna. This all come. Who is Krishna? Who am I? What is my relationship? This is the first verse. That's called Sambandha. Then, like we saw, the first verse we discussed last week begins with Janmadi Asya Ataha Itiritaschatheshwa Abhigyaswarat Tene Brahma Hridayadi Kavaya Muyati Surya. So we saw it begins with Janmadi Asayataha. The source of creation, maintenance, and destruction is beginning of Shrimad Bhagavatam is called Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. I offer my obeisances unto Bhagavan Vasudeva. He is the source of creation, maintenance, and destruction, and directly or indirectly, he is conscious of everything. And he is the one who spoke Shrimad Bhagavatam, who spoke the Vedic knowledge into the heart of Lord Brahma. And by his illusory potency, even the great sages and demigods are bewildered. This material world, although temporary and illusory, looks real, just like the water seen on land, or just like the land seen on water, or water seen in fire looks real. Likewise, the temporary nature of this material world and the material world itself looks real, although it is temporary and illusory. But the abode of the Lord, which is always Sada Nirasta Kuhakam, which is always free from the influence of illusory energy. Satyam Paramadimati, where the absolute truth resides, is Dham, completely free from such influence of illusory energy. So it describes Sambandha because the reality is the spiritual world, the reality is Bhagavan Vasudev, everything emanates from him. So naturally, who is God is there. Who am I? I am a creation of the Lord. What is this material world? A creation of the Lord. So now there is a relationship. So this first word describes Sambandha. Sambandh in Hindi also means a relationship. Then the second verse describes the Abhideya. Abhideya means how do I come out of this illusory material existence? How can I attain perfection? How can I realize Krishna? How can I become self-realized? What is the process? This is described in the second verse. And then what is the goal? What is the goal is described in the third verse. So first one we already discussed. The second word is Abhideya, or the process. Glories of Shrimad Bhagavatam. Dharma projitava kaitavotra paramo nirnatsaranam satam vedyam vastavam atra vastu shivadam tapatrayon mulanam Shrimad Bhagavate Mahamuni krite kim va pare ishvara sadhyo hridi avarudyate tra kriti bhi sushushu tashanat. So here we will try to understand this verse. First three verses we take a little bit more detail, and then just a quick summary of the rest of the chapter. So here the word atra is used 3 times, and if you see in the first line, it says it's a 4-line. It's a big verse, 4 lines. Each line is basically 2 lines, as you see in this slide. So dharma projita kaitavotra paramo nirmatsaranam satam. This is the first line. So here we see the word atra is used. And atra means this. So dharma projita kaitavotra means this Shrimad Bhagavatam. And projita is rejects. Kaitava is cheating. Cheating dharma. Cheating dharma is rejected by the Shrimad Bhagavatam. What is the cheating dharma? The cheating dharma, common people you ask, what is dharma? What is the goal of dharma? They will say goal of dharma is dharma, artha, kama, moksha. To fulfill material desire, material liberation, material like wealth, dharma, artha, kama, moksha. So these are motivated religion. Motivated religion means materially motivated religion means where you perform religion for a particular motive. I want to become free from sin. I want to be happy in this material world. I want success in my whatever job or business, or I want auspiciousness. So not much fighting, no problems at home. I want auspiciousness for my new home. I want good. I don't want bad. So these are all materially motivated because it is connected to my happiness. And Shrimad Bhagavatam completely rejects all the religion which is materially motivated. So this is, and then Paramo Nirmat Saranam Satam. Paramo means, as you see, propounds the highest truth, Paramo, and Nirmat Saranam Satam Vedyam is understandable by devotees who are pure in heart. So Shrimad Bhagavatam is said to propound the highest truth, and the Shrimad Bhagavatam does not deal with the material world, does not deal with the material affairs. Shrimad Bhagavatam is the glorification of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the incarnations of Supreme Personality of Godhead, and the pure devotees of the Lord. Shrimad Bhagavatam gives one a desire to become a pure devotee, to go back to God. Shrimad Bhagavatam is not something like to fulfill somebody's material desire. It shows us the highest goal. That's why it's called Paramo. And then Matsar is envy. Nirmat Saranam Satam. Satam is devotees. Satam, like we say Satsang. So Satsang means, we discussed last week also, I think. I don't know if we discussed here. But Satsang means association of Sat. There is Sat and there is Asat. Sat means those who are devotees. Asat means on the wrong path. So Nirmat Saranam Satam means the devotees who are not envious by heart. So this Shrimad Bhagavatam is relished by those who are not envious by heart, or it is understood by those who are not envious at heart. or it is made for those who are not envious at by heart. Now, even the people who are envious may still read them, but their reading will not be that much relishable. Their reading will be like reading for the sake of reading. Like we also read Shrimad Bhagavatam. We relish it to some extent, but those who are pure at heart, when they read Shrimad Bhagavatam, they become crazy. It is said that there is a verse which comes later on, which begins with the word Atma Rama Chamunayo, which basically means that those who are self-satisfied, those who don't want anything in this world, they are the one who can actually relish Shrimad Bhagavatam. The example given is Sukadev Goswami. Sukadev Goswami from his birth was a liberated soul. We know how when he was born, he was not attracted to the anything which is material by nature. Example given is some girls were bathing without clothes and Sukadev Goswami was undisturbed. Sukadev Goswami was not attracted to anything in this material world, but when he was walking by, he saw a couple of saints reading Shrimad Bhagavatam sitting under a tree. When he heard Shrimad Bhagavatam, he was mesmerized. Then he started thinking, how is it possible? I am not attracted to anything in this world. I have attained Brahman platform, completely peaceful, satisfied. Nothing can disturb me. And why is it that these words are so attractive? And then he went to the sages. He asked, what are you guys reading? Then they said, we are reciting Shrimad Bhagavatam. Shrimad Bhagavatam is relished by those who are liberated souls, or those who are not liberated souls. Shrimad Bhagavatam will liberate them. The reading of Shrimad Bhagavatam will liberate us. And Shrimad Bhagavatam, when read by liberated souls, is very relishable. That's why we see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would relish Shrimad Bhagavatam like anything. Somebody would recite Prahlad Maharaj story to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would say, gone reciting, gone reciting. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu recited it 100 times. I mean, the devotee recited for Lord Chaitanya 100 times and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was still not satisfied. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was relishing to that extent. But when we read Shrimad Bhagavatam, when we read Prahlad Maharaj, again we try to read Prahlad Maharaj and we think, yes, I know the story. I know what it is. Why? Because we are not at the platform relishing Shrimad Bhagavatam. Shrimad Bhagavatam is actually meant for Nirma Saranam Satam. This is already given, like who, like, when we begin a book, we say who it is for. So in children book, it says from age 6 to age 8, age 1 to age 3. This is for those whose understanding is advanced, age 18 and above. And this Shrimad Bhagavatam is said it is for Nirma Saranam Satam. It's for those people who are not envious. Now here is a book for you. It propounds the highest truth. Paramo Nirma Saranam Satam Vidyam. Vastavam Vastu means, as you see, Vastavikta means reality. Vastavam Vastu means this Shrimad Bhagavatam will give you a vision or will distinguish the reality from illusion. Bhagavatam will, we may be very much attracted to something in this material world or develop many desires. But when we read Shrimad Bhagavatam, then we feel like, oh, this is not so important. What is important? I'm not focusing on that. All our anxiety is coming because of our attachment to this material world. Our dissatisfaction of the mind is coming because of our attachment to this world, unfulfilled desires. But when we read Shrimad Bhagavatam condemns those material desires. Shrimad Bhagavatam always propounds the highest truth, which is pure love, which is pure devotional service, which is free from desire for Dhanam, Janam, and Sundari. And that's how, and there are so many stories connected to that subject matter. That's why it's called Vastavam Atra. Vedyam Vastavam Atra Vastu. Atra again, with this Shrimad Bhagavatam will remove the illusion from our mind and will establish reality. The Srimad Bhagavatam completely rejects demotivated religion or demigod worship or others. This Srimad Bhagavatam is meant propounds the highest truth. This Srimad Bhagavatam is meant for the sages who are completely pure at heart. Shivadam means this Srimad Bhagavatam will bring auspiciousness in our life. One of the characteristics of pure devotional service is it brings auspiciousness. Tap Trayon Mulanam. Trayo means three, and Trayo Mula means three modes, and Tap means um, um, Tap means misery. The heat, Tap Tap basically means heat. Heat from the threefold miseries. Um, Misery arising because of our own mind, our own mind and body, misery arising because of other living entities, misery arising because of natural calamities. We will become free from the miseries. Tap Triyan Mulana. This Srimad Bhagavatam will free us from misery in this material existence. Srimad Bhagavate Mahamuni Krite. This Srimad Bhagavatam Mahamuni Krite. Mahamuni refers to Vyasadeva. Krite, it is spoken by Vyasadeva. Kim va parer Ishvara. Kim va parer. If you want to know Ishwar, if you want to know God, Kim means what is the use? Kim va parer means paraya. Paraya means something else. Shrimad Bhagavatam, which is written by Mahamuni Vyasadeva, what is the use of any other scripture? What is the use of anything other than Shrimad Bhagavatam if we want to realize Ishvara? Shrimad Bhagavatam, Mahamuni Krite, Kim Vapare Ishvara. Why are you reading other books? Why are you trying elsewhere? What is the use? The ultimate goal is to realize God, to know Krishna, to realize Krishna, to realize God. When the Mahamuni has written in his perfection the Paramo, the when Mahamuni has written in his perfection the book which propounds the highest truth, the most highest absolute truth, why are you focusing elsewhere to know Ishwar? And another way to say it is, this is self-sufficient. And then Sadhya Hridi, Avaruddhatetra, again, this is the third time it comes, Atra. Ishvara Sadhya Hridi Avaruddhatetra, which basically Hridi means in the heart, and Sadhya means always. Ishvara Sadhya Hridi Avaruddhate means this Srimad Bhagavatam will help you to establish Krishna within your heart. Iti bhi shushrushubes tatshanat. And basically what it means is, as soon as one attentively and submissively hears Srimad Bhagavatam. So this is Abhideya. Abhideya means for Sambandha. Sambandha means Krishna is source of everything. His illusory energy is puts everybody into illusion. But this Srimad Bhagavatam will free you from illusion, will propound the highest absolute truth, is self-sufficient to realize our sambandha. One is to know, one is to realize. To know something is one thing, but to realize it, there is a process. For example, I want to become president of a country. Then to know is one thing, but to get there, then there's a process. Likewise, to know Krishna, Supreme Personality of Godhead, attaining Him is the goal, and to get there, the process. And process is the Srimad Bhagavatam is self-sufficient. What is the use of any other scripture? As soon as one submissively and attentively hear the Shrimad Bhagavatam, the Supreme Lord, the Supreme Absolute Truth is established, will be established within one's heart. You will realize the Lord within you. You will realize Krishna within you. And what is the meaning of submissive and attentive hearing? Submissive hearing, attentive hearing means not doing anything else while hearing Shrimad Bhagavatam. Hearing Shrimad Bhagavatam means lending our ears to Bhagavatam. Being eager is a sign of attentiveness. Attentiveness manifests as eagerness. And submissive means not in a challenging mood. Challenging mood means to be attached to one's own conceptions and then find fault in Bhagavatam or challenge Bhagavatam or argue with Bhagavatam. Then that's not submissive. Submissive hearing means eager to understand Bhagavatam, hearing with faith. Attentive, submissive hearing will remove the threefold miseries, will take us beyond the three modes, will is self-sufficient for God realization. Yeah, okay. And this is relished by those who are non-envious devotees, which rejects the materially motivated religions. Now, the third is the Prayojan. Prayojan is the goal, and the goal is invitation to relish Srimad Bhagavatam. Nigama kalpataror galitam phalam sukam mukhad amrita drava samritam pibata bhagavatam rasamalyam muhur ahor rasika bhuvi bhavka. Nigama kalpataror galitam phalam. Srimad Bhagavatam is the mature fruit of the desired tree of Vedic literatures. Kalpa means kalpataru. Vancha kalpa taru yascha. Kalpa is desire, taru is the tree. Desired tree is called kalpataru. Galitam phalam. Phalam is the fruit. Nigama kalpataru galitam phalam means the Vedas are like desired trees. Like if you compare the Vedas to a desired tree, then think in this way, the most important aspect of a tree is fruit. When we say mango tree, we are concerned with mangoes. Apple tree, we are concerned with apples. Banana tree, we are concerned with bananas. Or coconut tree, we are concerned with coconut. So fruit is the desirable item in a tree. Nigamakalpataro galitam phalam. So the desirable literature, which is the essence of a tree, the essence of the tree is the fruit. So the essence of the Vedas is Shrimad Bhagavatam. The reason people read entire Vedic library is just to read Shrimad Bhagavatam. Or in other words, this is the only thing that is most important and advantageous in the entire Vedic library, and that is the Shrimad Bhagavatam. Previous verse, I was saying the word atra is used 3 times, which basically means this Shrimad Bhagavatam, this Shrimad Bhagavatam, this Shrimad Bhagavatam, or emphasizing on the importance of taking shelter of Shrimad Bhagavatam. And then there is Sukha Mukhad Amritam Dava Samyutam. Sukha is referred to Sukadev Goswami. Sukha also means parrot. Mukhad means when a fruit is touched by the parrot, it becomes sweeter. Likewise, Sukha Mukhad Amrita Drava Samyutam. This Srimad Bhagavatam has become tastier because it is touched by the lips of Sukadev Goswami. When Sukadev Goswami heard Srimad Bhagavatam, when he was Brahman realized, when he was running away from home because he thought, if I stay in the home, I'll become entangled. I don't want to become entangled. I want to stay in a secluded place and I want to do my sadhana. So he came out, he started running. Father Vyasadeva is asking, my dear son, you are my son, why are you running? Sukadeva Goswami thought, here comes the first bondage. I am a son. I am not somebody's son. I am Brahman realized. We are all part and parcel of Krishna. Don't bound me in relationship. And he ran away because he wanted to not to become entangled. He asked Krishna, unless Krishna promises, I will not be touched by Maya, I'm not going to come out from the womb. He stayed in the womb of Vyasadev's wife for 14 years. Doesn't want to come out. So when the two sages under a tree told him, you are so attracted because this is a transcendental glorification of the Lord. It's called Shrimad Bhagavatam, best among all the Vedic literatures. So he said, I want to study. Who can teach me Bhagavatam? Then they said, well, the Vyasadeva is the author. You can hear it from Vyasadeva. Once. Somebody. Sukha mukhat amritam dava samyuta. So we were discussing how this Shrimad Bhagavatam, Sukadeva Goswami very much attracted. Wow. And he asked them, where can I study it from? They said, well, we are the disciples of Vyasadeva, and he can only describe it perfectly. So Sukadeva Goswami thought, oh, I just left my father as, this is material and this will cause me bondage. I don't want to be bound. So I just left because I don't want to be bound in this relationship in this world. And then he went back, knocked the door. He said, Father, Vyasadeva, oh my son, came back. Then he said, can you teach me Bhagavatam? Then he said, of course. And I, I will speak Bhagavatam to you. I have heard it from Narada Muni. I'll teach it to you. And then Sukadeva Goswami became Krishna conscious, became self-realized. And then Sukadeva Goswami, when he was walking, Sukadeva Goswami was completely unattached to things in this world. He would walk naked. He would go to somebody's home he would wait in somebody's home just for the time till it takes to milk a cow. And he would not go to somebody's home to drink milk, but he would go to somebody's home to give them Vedic knowledge. And when he would walk on the streets, people would laugh at him. They would think he's a madman. But he was a self-realized devotee of the Lord who was completely beyond bodily conception. People were judging him because people were absorbed in bodily conception. He was absorbed in the absolute truth. He could understand others are judging him because of bodily absorption, and he would not care for that. We're in Krishna house today, not in temple, so some services here. So it is said that Sukadev Goswami, he was, when he would walk, people would judge him, but he knew that people are judging because of bodily absorption. But because he was not absorbed on a bodily level, he would not care about others' words, others' actions. He would just be focused on his absorption. He was not disturbed by others' reactions. And when we saw last week, Parikshit Maharaj was waiting to die in 7 days with 60,000 sages, and Sukadev Goswami walked in. When everybody saw Sukadev Goswami walked in, they understood the transcendental position of Sukadev Goswami, and they naturally paid obeisances. It is said that when a pure devotee, self-willed soul, walks on the road, the Paramatma sitting in the heart of all living entity forces them to bow down. The example is Srila Prabhupada. It is said that when he would come from the airport, when he would walk, devotees naturally bow down. And Prabhupada is walking, even a common people, Prabhupada disciples say, even a common people, like these officers in the airport and other people, when they saw Prabhupada, and they cannot recognize Prabhupada by their dress, because nowadays still very, very few people know about the dress. Usually people don't understand. But because the Lord is sitting in the heart of all living entity, when they saw Prabhupada, they just will naturally bow down. So these sages, when Sukadeva Goswami entered, all the sages, they bowed down. Everybody unanimously agreed that Sukadeva Goswami should be the reciter of Shrimad Bhagavatam, although Vyasadeva was standing in the audience. He was in the audience. Still people accepted Sukadeva Goswami to speak Shrimad Bhagavatam. And the reason is Sukadeva Goswami's position is very high. We discussed last week how he is the parrot of Srimati Radharani. His position is very high. So it is said where he heard Vyasadeva, this is Vyasadev's purity actually. I mean, he is incarnated to write scriptures. But Vyasadeva is writing because this Shrimad Bhagavatam has become more relishable because it is touched by Sukha. Because Shrimad Bhagavatam is touched by Sukha, now it is more relishable. Vyasadeva heard it from Narad Muni. He spoke to Sukadev. Then he heard from Sukadev. Then he wrote what he heard from Sukadev. Because the fruit, first of all, this Bhagavatam is compared to the fruit of the Vedic tree. So the fruit is very sweet and relishable. Nobody relishes the branches of a tree or the leaves of a tree. Nobody relishes them. Everybody relishes the mango and pears and apples and berries and watermelons. Everybody relishes the fruit. But this fruit has become even more tastier. Already Shrimad Bhagavatam is all glorious, but because it has again emanated from the lips of Sukadeva Goswami, it is beyond imagination now. This is what it means. Sukha mukhadamrita drava samyutam. It has become tastier by the touch of Srila Sukadeva Goswami's lips. This is also very nice that how Vyasadeva is completely free from false ego. That's why he is willing to take a humble position and say, what I spoke was not so much relishable, but because Sukha has spoken, this has become even more relishable now. Hear this Bhagavatam as what I have heard. And this is also very nice, So in a way, Vyasadeva is also the guru of Sukadeva Goswami. Because he is the one who spoke the entire Shrimad Bhagavatam to Sukadeva Goswami. And he as a guru is sitting in front of his disciple and glorifying that what my disciple has spoken is way more relishable than what I spoke. This is also natural humility of Vyasadeva. Pibata Bhagavatam Rasamalyam. Pibata means don't just. Jo piba means to drink. Pibata Bhagavatam Rasamalyam. Rasamalyam means drink the nectar of the Shrimad Bhagavatam. Muhur, again and again. Aho Rasika Bhava Bhavuka. Oh, oh, expert and thoughtful man, please relish the Shrimad Bhagavatam constantly. Muhur means again and again. So how much Shrimad Bhagavatam we heard? Muhur. Aho Rasika Bhuvi Bhavuka. Rasika means those who are Rasikas, those who are expert at relishing. Those who are Bhavuka means those who are thoughtful and expert at relishing. They should constantly drink the nectar coming from the Srimad Bhagavatam. So we saw the first one is Sambandha, second one is the Abhideya, and the Abhideya is how glorious Srimad Bhagavatam. This Srimad Bhagavatam can uproot the threefold miseries. This Srimad Bhagavatam can give you the Paramo, the absolute truth. This Srimad Bhagavatam, Shivadam will bring all auspiciousness in your life. This Srimad Bhagavatam. What else is there? This Srimad Bhagavatam is self-sufficient. Kim Vapareshwara is self-sufficient for God relation. This Srimad Bhagavatam will establish the Ishwar or God in your heart. This Srimad Bhagavatam rejects all the motivated religion, or thoughtful men, or wise people. Drink the Srimad Bhagavatam, which is the fruit of all the Vedas and which have become even more relishable because it has emanated from the mouth of Sukadeva Goswami. Do it constantly. So this is the goal. What is the goal? Goal is to relish Bhagavatam because pure devotees can only fully relish Bhagavatam. But reading Srimad Bhagavatam will make us pure devotees also. So goal is to relish. What will happen if I read Srimad Bhagavatam? All these benefits. And what is this about? This Bhagavatam is about the Supreme Absolute Truth. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Now, then there is the beginning of Srimad Bhagavatam. This was initial glorification, setting the scene. Once in name is Sharanya, great sages headed by Sonaka Rishi, assembled to perform a 1,000-year sacrifice for the satisfaction of the Lord and his devotees. So this Srimad Bhagavatam is held in Naimisharanya. Naimisharanya is a place near Lucknow, 1.5 hours or around that from a drive from there, on a bank of a river, where Sutta Goswami, he was sitting as a speaker of Bhagavatam, and there were, I think, 80,000 or something sages who assembled. They assembled to do a sacrifice, a 1,000-year-long sacrifice. This was just the beginning of Kali Yuga. And this 1,000-year-long sacrifices, they want to hear the glories of the Lord. So they all assembled, and among them, the senior most leader of those, whatever, I think 80,000, whatever the number is, those sages, the senior most member among them is Sonaka Rishi. And they all want to hear the glories of the Lord. Sutta Goswami's father was Romaharshan Sutta, who was the disciple of Vyasadeva. Romaharshan Sutta was speaking Bhagavatam, but when this is during Dwapar Yuga only, and this happened also right in the beginning of Kali Yuga when his son spoke. So when Balaram ji, in order to not to take side between Duryodhan and Arjun, he wanted to avoid the Mahabharata war. He went on a holy places, and one of the holy places is Naimisharanya. And when he saw Romaharshan Sutta was speaking Bhagavatam, but he was proud in his heart because he did not pay obeisances to the Supreme Absolute Truth. He was thinking that's all right. So in order to teach the lesson that the first qualification for one to recite Shrimad Bhagavatam is humility, Balaramji was unhappy. He took a blade of grass and cut off the head of Ramaharshan Sutta. But all the sages gave many, many blessings to the speaker. May you live long. So they thought they told Balaramji, we are Brahmana, we have given blessings for long life. Now the blessings of Brahmanas will go in vain, and how will people have faith in Brahmanas? But at the same time, you are Supreme Personality of Godhead. Whatever you do is perfect. So what do? Balramji said, well, if you want, I can bring him back to life. Ramaharshan Sutta. The sages headed by Sonaka Rishi, they said, whatever you do is absolute, my lord. How can we question your actions? But please find some solution on so that our blessings may not go in vain. So then Balramji said, well, the son represents the father. The son will have a long life, and all the blessings will go to the son. And son was actually a disciple of Sukadeva Goswami. The father Ramaharshan Sutta heard Bhagavatam from Vyasadeva, but the son Sutta Goswami was one of the audience along with Maharaj Parikshit who heard Shrimad Bhagavatam from Sukadeva Goswami. So Sutta Goswami is sitting on a seat of a speaker, and Sonak Rishi is glorifying Sutta Goswami is pure. Sutta Goswami very humble, pure devotee. So Sonak Rishi, one day the sages after performing their morning duties offered the Vyas Asan to Sutta Goswami and inquired with great respect as follows. Thousands of sages, after their morning duties, they told Sutta Goswami, please sit on the high seat. And they started inquiring. What did they say? So first, they glorified Sutta Goswami. So that's what we also do when there is a visiting speaker. First, we glorify the speaker, and then we hear from the speaker. That's how we receive the speakers of Bhagavatam. So first, Sonak Rishi and others, they glorify the qualities of the Goswami. They tell you are anaga, you are free from all vices. Prabhupada describes in the purport that these are the qualifications of a bona fide speaker of Shrimad Bhagavatam. Anybody can speak Shrimad Bhagavatam, but the message of Bhagavatam will be as pure as the speaker himself and will be as relishable as the speaker himself. So the qualities of the speaker of Bhagavatam or the quality Sutta Goswami is he was free from all vices. He was well versed in the scriptures, Puranas and histories. He was well versed. He read them. He explained them earlier also, because by hearing, by reading we understand, but by explaining we understand more. And by hearing and repeatedly explaining, one understands even more. So Sutta Goswami has heard it, he has explained them, and now he is repeating again. So he will be very expert. He is pure at heart, free from all vices. He is the eldest learned Vedantist, knows the knowledge of Vyasadeva and other sages. He is gentle, pure, and simple. And then he is snigdhasya, submissive. Therefore, your gurus endowed you with favors. It is said that when we are submissive in front of our gurus, we receive the blessings of gurus. But when we are adamant, when we are hypocritical, when we are proud in front of our seniors, in front of our gurus, then we don't become the recipient of their mercy. And because Sutta Goswami was simple, humble, gentle, pure, and submissive, he received the blessings of his gurus. And by that came the adhikar to speak Bhagavatam. Today we're discussing in the morning about Srinivasacharya and how he was very submissive to his superiors. And because he was very submissive to his superiors, he got the full mercy. And because of which he could glorify Bhagavatam all over India on a wide scale. And everybody was moved by his glorification of Bhagavatam. So the speaker should be submissive himself, gentle, pure, free from vices, must be well versed in the scriptures, explain them. Okay. Then the 6 questions are asked by the sages. First question, the sages asked, what is the absolute and ultimate good for the people in general? What is ultimate good for people in general? This also shows that the sages are not selfish by nature. they are more concerned about others than oneself. If we have to go to sages, we'll ask them, what about my my future? What about my children's marriage? What about my how does my next few years looks like? What about my this and my this and my comfort and my happiness and my problems and those who are connected to my their problems? What about my husband? This. What about my wives? This. What about this? They are mostly connected to bodily platform. So here the sages are not asking something that is connected to them, but the sages are magnificent well-wisher of all living entities. They are asking what is good for all living entities. Why they are asking this? Because Kali Yuga is beginning. They know that in Kali Yuga, the effects of Kali Yuga will be very devastating. So they want to ask for all people in general, what should people who have taken birth in Kali Yuga, what should they do? What is the absolute and ultimate good for the people in general? We may think this is good for me and this is bad for me, but they are asking a saint, a pure devotee, Sutta Goswami, tell us what is ultimately good for all people. Tell us that. So anybody who hears this can walk towards their benefit. Then they ask what is the essence of all scriptures for the good of all living beings. Why? Because it is impractical for people to understand all the scriptures. There are Vedas, Upanishads, Sutras, Puranas, so many among them. So tell us the essence of all the scriptures. Just like, when you meet a saint, I was just reading a book and there was a king. He received a saint who was visiting, a traveling saint. I think it was one of one of Krishna's grandson, Anirudh. He was going to do he um, um, Ugrasen Maharaj, he wanted to do, who was the father of Kamsa, stepfather of Kamsa. He wanted to do a Ashwamedh Yagya. So, you take somebody has to take the horse with the army and protect the horse, and the horse represents. If somebody opposes the horse, then they have to fight with the army who is accompanying the horse. But otherwise, they have to agree. Ashwamedh Yagya means declaring them as the leader of the earth. Ugrasen Maharaj wanted to. Krishna told Ugrasen Maharaj to do this Ashwamedh Yagya. So Anirudh went with the whole horse, with the whole army from Dwarka. And on the way, Anirudh met a saint. And that's how we receive a saint. And Anirudh asked the saint, so please tell me the essence of all the scripture. Very, very common. Any inquisitive person will ask this question from those who have read the scriptures. Please tell me the essence. Why? Because they have no time, because they are engaged in the activities according to their dharma, as a Kshatriya dharma, as a Grihastha dharma, Vanaprastha dharma. They are engaged in different activities. So these sages are asking Sutta Goswami for the welfare of all living entities. Tell us the essence of all the scriptures. Why? Because they just said to Sutta Goswami, you are well versed in all the scriptures and you explain them also. You know them, you have read them, you have heard them, you explain them. Tell us the essence. Another reason is they know people in this age of Kali will be very short-lived. It won't be possible for them, even if they're inquisitive, to actually know and understand. There is no time. The life is not 100,000 years. The life is not even 100 years as Kali Yuga progresses. So tell us something in very, very short, the essence that if we follow, we can attain perfection. And that is Shrimad Bhagavatam, the essence. Then the next question they ask is, why did the Lord appear in the womb of Devaki as a son of Vasudeva? Why did Krishna appear as son of Vasudeva and Devaki? What was the purpose of his appearance? And why from Devaki and Vasudeva? That is also explained later on. Then they ask. Now, this also shows that they were actually eager to hear about Krishna. That's why first they are asking about the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And then they're asking, describe the Lord's adventures in his various incarnations. Purusha avatars. Jiva Goswami says his various incarnation refers to Purusha avatars. So they say, tell us the Lord's adventure in his various incarnation. This also establishes that all the sages know Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead. That's why they're telling, tell us about Krishna, who appeared from the womb of Devaki and Vasudeva. Why did he appear? And then tell us about his incarnations. Some people have misconception that Krishna is incarnation of Vishnu. It's not true. Purusha avatars are the three Vishnu incarnations of Krishna. So tell us about why did the Lord appear? Why Supreme Personality of Godhead has to appear in the womb of Devaki and Vasudeva? And tell us about his incarnation. This also means that we should not distinguish between hearing about Krishna, hearing about different incarnation of Krishna, because everything is on an absolute perfect platform. It is not possible somebody to love Krishna and then don't love Ram, and don't love Narsimha, and don't love Varaha, and don't love Kurma. Two incarnations we don't worship. One is Mohini Murti and one is Brahma. One is Buddha. Because Shrimad Bhagavatam says worship of Mohini Murti will increase lust in your heart. And Buddha, because he rejected the scriptures apparently. We don't worship, but we can hear about them. We don't worship them. This Shrimad Bhagavatam contains stories about everybody: Buddha, Mohini Murti, Matsya, Varaha, Narsimha, all the incarnation. Why? Because the sages are asking Sutta Goswami, tell us about the Lord, tell us about all the incarnations of Lord. This is actually also, they themselves say, we are very, very eager to hear about the Lord. Then narrate the transcendental pastimes of Lord's multi-incarnation, Leela Avataras. So first they're asking, tell us about all the Vishnu Avataras, tell us about all the Leela Avataras, like Lord Ramchandra. Then, whom did the religious principles take shelter of after Lord Krishna's departure? Now Lord Krishna departed. Kali Yuga has begun. So where should one go for religious principles? And Krishna was there. Krishna was the one responsible for establishing Dharma. Now Krishna disappeared. Where has Dharma gone? Whose shelter has Dharma taken? Where do we go to understand Dharma? And the answer is the Shrimad Bhagavatam. What is absolute and ultimate good for people in general? Devotional service. What is the essence of all the scripture for the good devotional service? Why did Lord appear about various incarnation? Purusha Avatara, Vishnu incarnation, Leela Avataras, and those are going to come. Then why this question? Because the sages says, the Sonak Rishi says that Prayanalpa Yusha Sabhya Kala Vasmin Yugo Jana Manda Sumanda Matayo Manda Bhagaya Upadrita. So Sonak Rishi, he says people in this age of Kali will have a Alpa Ayusha. Ayu is life. Alpa is very small. Alpa Ayusha, very, very short lifespan. These sages are sitting for 1,000-year long sacrifice to hear about the glories of the Lord. Means they can live 1,000 years, but they know in Kali Yuga, people will die at the very, very young age. And the young age for them, young is like hundreds of years. Here, 60 years only people die. So people will have Prayenalpa Ayusha Sabhya. People will have short life. People will be quarrel. People will be quarrelsome. They will be lazy. Lazy, Prabhupada said, lazy means for spiritual realization. People are very enthusiastic about sense gratification. Drinking, eating, smoking, illicit activities. People are very enthusiastic about Dhanam, Janam, and Sundaram. But people are very, very lazy for self-realization. Very lazy to chant, very lazy to hear, very lazy for spiritual activities, but very enthusiastic. They can work day and night for material, bodily comforts and bodily needs and one's own gain, but they are not interested for selfless service, selfless activities, devotional activities. So people are considered in this age as manda, very lazy. So tell us something very simple. People are misguided. Sumanda matayo. Misguided means they don't know what is right, what is wrong. Then manda bhagya. Bhag means luck. Manda bhagya is very unlucky because they have taken birth in Kali Yuga. Mandabhagya Upadrita means they're always disturbed. People are misguided, people are short lived, people are selfish, people are lazy, people are always disturbed. So, when these are the characteristics of people in Kali Yoga, what is ultimate good for them? Tell us this in detail, and that is Shrimad Bhagavatam. Then sages glorify, sages said, devotees of the Lord, sages glorify. Sonak Rishi first glorifies Sutta Goswami, and he says devotees of the Lord immediately sanctifies those who come in touch with them, whereas the Ganga waters can sanctify only after prolonged use. Gangara parashahaile pashyate pavana tomara darshana. Okay. Basically, this is a song by Narottam Das Thakur. Tomara darshana pavitra ei tomara guna. It says that after repeated bathing in Ganga, one attains certain purification. That purification can be attained just by seeing a Vaishnava. This is a song by Narottam Das Thakur. Here, the sages say, devotees of the Lord immediately sanctifies those who come in touch with them, whereas the Ganges water can sanctify only after prolonged use, basically glorifying devotees. Only by our good fortune did we meet you, the captain of the ship, to cross the ocean of Kali. They made Sutta Goswami as the captain of the ship. Please help us cross this ocean of Kali. Speak. We are eager to know about Lord Krishna, who appears for the good and upliftment of the jivas. They themselves explain that we are very eager to hear. Glorify Krishna. Glorify the incarnation of Krishna. Glorify the Leela avatars, glorify the Purusha avatars. Why did the Lord appear in the womb of Devaki? What is ultimate good for all living entity? Where have the religious principles now gone after Krishna's disappearance? Materially entangled living beings can immediately be freed by even unconsciously chanting Lord Krishna's holy name, which is feared by fear personified. So it is said that Krishna's holy name is feared by fear personified, means even Yamraj is afraid of Krishna's holy name. Yamaraj told Yamadutas, wherever Krishna's holy name is chanted, never go there. When he heard that Yamadutas have approached Ajamil, who chanted the name of Krishna, Yamaraj went into depression. Yamaraj thought, भाई आप लोगों ने क्या किया? What did you all do? You went to Ajamil who chanted the name of the Lord. Why did you go there? Never do this again. So it is said that the holy name of Krishna, those who chant even death or Yama is also afraid of them. Yamaraj is a pure devotee, but he is afraid of approaching them because then Krishna will be displeased. So materially entangled living beings can immediately be freed by even unconsciously chanting Lord Krishna's holy name. Unconsciously one chanted. Ajamil is the best example. He chanted unconsciously because he was not conscious of Krishna. He was conscious of his son when he chanted. So materially entangled living beings he was very much materially entangled to enjoy with the prostitute and sinful activities of stealing and robbing and others. But even materially entangled living entities can immediately be freed by even unconsciously chanting Lord Krishna's holy name, which is feared by fear personified. Okay, so that is the summary of the first chapter. That's all we will discuss today. Are there any discussions? Are there any questions? All right. If there is nothing, then we will end here. My best wishes to all of you. Vanchakalpatarubhesha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Ananta Koti Vaishnavendra ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. If I spoke anything wrong, please forgive me as a humble servant. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Danvat Pranam Prabhuji. Thank you for wonderful class, Prabhuji.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dhanat
Thank you
Pranam.
so much, Prabhuji.
Dandavat pranams.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. I have one quick question. So, what was the intention of, means what was the purpose for the Buddha's incarnation?
What was the purpose for?
Buddha's incarnation.
Oh, Buddha. Animal killing he wanted to stop. It is said that every home became a slaughterhouse, and people were misusing scriptures, or because scripture says animal sacrifice is allowed. So people were, but the purpose was the upliftment of the society. People were following the activities mentioned in scriptures, not for the same purpose, but for a selfish motive. People were killing for eating. Scripture says you can kill for the upliftment of society. So because people just took from the scriptures what they felt is kind of good for their sense gratification, and they rejected the essence, because people became very, very degraded. So Buddha, he rejected the scriptures because he understood that people are not ready for it. Later on, Shankaracharya and then Ramanui, Madhvacharya, they again re-established, and then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave the essence of all the scriptures again. Is it all right?
Yes, thank you, Prabhuji. And one more question. So, people still who follow Buddha, what category they fall basically?
People who still worship Buddha? Yeah, I mean, all the people who came, although they came for a particular purpose, the religion continued. Like the Jainism came from a particular situation where Indra's horse was stolen. Then from there, the sect began for a particular purpose. Buddha also came, but Buddhism continued. Shankaracharya came for a specific purpose, but Shankaracharya teachings also continues. People who worship Buddha, I mean, they'll make some progress because Buddha is incarnation of Krishna. But the teachings of Buddhism is not in line with Shastras, because Buddha himself, first of all, rejected Shastras. Buddha said the living entity ceased to exist. He attained nirvana, whereas Krishna says the soul is eternal. So at max, they get some piety. That's all. Is it all right? I
Yes,
mean,
Prabhuji.
they live a non-violent life, so they don't engage in sinful activities, but there is no God realization there.
Yeah, because Prabhuji, I asked this question, like one of my friend in India, they follow Buddhism, but they do eat non-veg. So I was confused, like how then they are following
Well,
this?
well, even some of ISKCON devotees who are beginners, they may eat non-veg, but they may come to ISKCON. Likewise, your friends. Otherwise, real Buddhists don't eat non-veg, mother. They are not violent. It's just they may go to center once in a while, but they have not implemented the teachings of Buddhism in their life as of yet.
Okay, thank you, Prabhuji. Understood.
Dhamma.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.